Okay, starting the show in three, two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gold Times, episode 7 for August 5th, 2021. We are a screen pop culture podcast talking about anything on a computer, on a TV, or even a phone. I am your host, Alan Katona. I was previously Oz Gold Times. And for our 7th episode, I'd like to introduce you all today a role-playing geek. He runs the Australian RPG Discord. He writes Dungeons and Dragons content, makes comics, and even does his own talk shows. Ladies and gentlemen, it's ShaunSunday. Oh,
hello.
Welcome to the show, dude. Welcome,
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Great to have you. And before we start the show, we've got a big show today. I've got a few little questions that I ask everyone to get to know you, better, and to get to know you as part of the show. So first question we've got for you today is, tell us a brief rundown of your association with screen media.
Okay, so it's a long and storied relationship, actually. I have been involved with everything from costuming and prop making to stunts to role-playing games, actual plays. I've even been organized premiere events for cinema releases, and obviously I do my own streaming and I have my own talk show. So it's really long and varied experience in my relation to screen media.
Yeah, mad. Awesome. That's a lot of stuff. You're doing. Okay, next question. List your devices and which one do you use the most and the least?
Fuck me. Okay. So yeah, I have a Samsung tablet that I use for reading comics, doing my illustration when I'm not at the computer using my good tablet, and just like stuff like that. I also play Baldur's Gate on there because it's cheaper than buying it on Steam. I've got the old phone, and I use that's probably the device I use the most because I use it for a camera, keeping in touch with colleagues as well as personal contacts. I do my social media marketing work from the phone as well as the PC and all of that. Then I've got my laptop, Nintendo Switch, my desktop PC here, and a big 15-inch drawing tablet. I think that's the most of them. I think those are the main ones.
Okay.
I'm sitting here looking at 3 screens in front of me right now, so.
Yeah. Which one do you... Okay, you use the most, your phone. Which one do you use the least?
Regrettably, it's probably my big fancy drawing tablet because it's mostly stuck at the desktop PC, so I really only get to use it that much when I'm streaming and doing my drawing streams. I did buy a secondary power pack for it recently, though, so I'm going to start bringing it out and attaching it to my laptop more soon. But it's a matter of keeping track of my projects and making sure that I'm not working on 2 different versions of the same thing on different computers.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, how many media subscriptions do you currently have? So this can range from movie, TV streaming, to game services, to game subs themselves, or even Twitch subs or music subs. Well, how many you got?
Okay. Netflix? Dropout.tv.
What one? What is it?
Dropout.tv.
Okay.
That's the Dimension 20 and college humor and stuff is all on there.
Yeah.
A couple of Comixology subscriptions to different titles that I like. And a couple of random Twitch stream subscriptions as well. I think those are the main ones. I do have a couple of work-related subscriptions that I use for like video editing and stuff like that. But as far as entertainment stuff goes, I think those are the main ones.
Yeah, right. Which one do you use the most?
Good question. Probably Dropout at the moment.
Okay, because all your RPG stuff.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a series right now, so we just got the subscription, so we could finish watching that series.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, and final question. What was your first screen device other than a TV? Because, TVs came out in the 40s, the 50s, What was your first screen media device to view and interact media on? And what year was it?
It was either a Commodore 64 or an Atari 2600.
Okay.
And I can't remember what year it was because I was about 5.
Okay, what was the Atari? Atari. Atari
2600.
2600.
The old school black one with the joystick and the little red button on top.
They came out in 1977.
Wow. Okay, so we didn't get it that early, but it was the first console I ever had.
Okay. And it was your first, no, okay. Yeah, okay, that would be screen media because you plug it into a TV and then it becomes, screen media. I'll take that answer.
We
okay.
got that and our first computer around about the same time, but I can't remember which one came first.
Yeah. With Frogger. Probably. All right.
The original Mario on Atari all the way.
I'll take that answer. Usually I'm thinking what's in my head I was thinking what's the first thing that has a screen that you had? But I forgot that
it was either the desktop PC then.
Yeah.
Or I did get a Game Boy Color when I was in high school.
Yep.
That was the first thing that was exclusively mine.
Wow, Game Boy Color in high school. Okay, I was about to say if you had a original Game Boy in high school, then you're way older than me. Because I had.
See, I wasn't allowed to get a Game Boy until Game Boy Color came out, and I got one secondhand.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Okay.
I'm Pokemon Red and Blue years old.
Yeah, I'm Pokemon Red and Blue years old. Same. So we're about the same age, I think.
Yeah, I'm Samurai Pizza Cats on Cheese TV years old.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Jess, Jay and Ryan.
Yeah. I've had pizza with Jay and Ryan.
Yeah. Wow, to everyone else wondering what we're talking about, Cheese TV was a children's program growing up in Australia in the early 90s, and they had all the cartoons we were watched growing up, like the original Pokemon, the original Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, things like that, like anime, growing up.
Yeah, I was put the VCR in and put it on press record before I went and got on the school bus years old.
Oh, wow.
So I could finish watching it when I got home because I didn't have enough time.
Yeah, right. Okay. Interesting. I love this. I'm knowing your age without knowing the number. I like that. I think that might be my next question in the next podcast is tell me how old you are without telling me how old you are. Awesome. All right, let's get into our first segment of the day. Thank you for that. That was great questions, great answers for those my general show questions to get to know the co-host. And let's get into our first segment, the news. Okay, first one today, we've got The Suicide Squad is the gory, angry little brother of the DC movies, and it doesn't follow them through on all its big ideas, but at least it has them. This is by Esther Zuckerman at Thrillist.com. So it reads, there are a couple of questions you have to grapple when approaching The Suicide Squad, the latest Warner Brothers ever chaotic DC cinematic universe from the latest DC cinematic universe. First of all, it's technically the sequel to 2016's Suicide Squad, except it's called The Suicide Squad. which is the same title with the added article. It's like they did the reverse Social Network and added the to make it less clean. Second, it's directed by James Gunn, the controversial I can't even say that word. Provocateur. Yeah, best known for his DC competitor, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And like the Suicide Squad, the Guardians of the Galaxy is also a motley crew, mostly consisting of former convicts who bicker as they almost inadvertently save the planet. So, is the Suicide Squad a Guardians redo? Well, not exactly, because Gunn takes the lessons he learned from building a team from Marvel and runs wild with it. Now free from the shackles of that other company's needs for property. So, the Suicide Squad is a hyper-violent and messy in both gore and its ideas, ultimately amounting to the quasi-criticism of the superhero industrial complex, while still indulging in some of its most played-out tropes. Gunn uses David Ayer's Suicide Squad simply as an excuse not to spend a lot of time explaining the concept of Suicide Squad itself. The criminals are plucked from Belle Reve Prison by Viola Davis's ruthless government official Amanda Waller and is offered a deal. They'll get reduced sentences if they work for her, with a warning that if they go off course, she'll kill them by detonating a bomb she's placed in the back of their skulls. So, Sean, have you seen this movie yet? Or would you watch this? And have you seen the first one?
No and no and no.
Okay.
I read the Suicide Squad comics, but honestly, as soon as I heard that Jared Leto was attached, I was immediately like, "Oh, don't know about that," and I just didn't bother. I'm not a stickler for sticking to the comics 1-to-1.
Yeah.
But there are certain things to me that need to be adhered to embody the spirit of the characters. And I really felt like Suicide Squad 1 didn't do that. And I feel like Suicide Squad 2 has just sort of been a vehicle for Gunn to just run wild and get back to his edgy humor a bit. And so for me, I'm just going to give it a miss.
Okay.
While I'm excited about Taika Waititi as King Shark, there's been a few things that I've seen in the trailers that really turned me off.
Yeah,
but
right.
All power to anyone who watches it and really enjoys it. Like, it looks like it's got a lot of funny moments. It looks like it's got some great fight scenes. The costume design, whoever did the costume design, has just done an amazing job. Like, Peacekeeper's costume looks fantastic. But it's a miss for me.
Okay, that's interesting that you read you read the comics, but you're not interested in the movie adaptation at all. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've always been a big fan of the Suicide Squad comics, and I feel just like the tone of this movie and Gunn's particular humor doesn't jive with my sensibilities and my taste. So I'm just like, nah.
Okay. I haven't seen either of them either. I was like you. I didn't like the look of the first one, but I think the second one, the newest one, looks better with a better cast. So
yeah, it does definitely have a really good cast, and it does look better all around. It's like it's got a director that knows more about comedic timing and framing the shots and just telling a good superhero story in general. So, like, all power to James Gunn for having those improvements. But I'm just not super into his particular brand of edgy comedy.
Yeah. I'm just looking up who played Harley Quinn in. I know Margot Robbie played Harley Quinn.
It's Margot Robbie in both.
It's Margot Robbie in both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And other than the new characters that have been introduced, it's the same cast members.
Okay, I thought maybe for a second Margot Robbie didn't play the first one. I thought maybe.
Yeah, no, it's her in both.
Her in both. Okay. She looks I
Yeah.
think she looks better in the second one as well. Her adaptation of it in the second one
Yeah,
as well.
they've got
I
some
have
really, really great costume designers on the second one.
I haven't seen Birds of Prey yet either. The Harley Quinn
I enjoyed
movie.
that. That was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't a perfect film by any means, and it was a big departure from the Birds of Prey that are in the comics. But it was one of the ones that still kind of embodied the spirit of them,
Yeah.
and so it was still pretty cool.
Mm. Okay.
There were a few things that I didn't think were like the particular characterization of Black Canary was very, 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 very different from the comics, but the overall tone of the film was distinct and unique enough in its own way that you could take it as an alternate dimension, alternate Earth version of these characters. Whereas some of James Gunn's stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy and so his Suicide Squad seems determined to try to follow and fit in with the core DC Comics or core Marvel Comics universe really, really hard, while also massively changing the characters and who they are,
Oh yeah.
which doesn't really mesh and jive. Like if you're going to go different, you've got to go very different in its own unique way to tell that story without hitting that button in people's heads that goes, oh, this is like 3/4 of this is like what I know, but this thing looks like it's been pulled in from somewhere else entirely and doesn't fit.
Mm. Yeah.
And like for me, that kind of change takes me out of the story.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, let's move on to our next article. This is an interesting one. We've got 15 unnecessary, or I don't know 15, but I put the ones that I thought were good, worth a mention. 15 unnecessary sequels that are better than you think. This is by Ross Johnson at kotaku.com.au. Sequels are rarely necessary, but that doesn't mean we won't watch them, hoping that a follow-up will refine and expand a story in a way that fulfills the promise of the original, or rather than letting it down. Any movie fan can list the great and successful sequels, but this is something a bit different. So this is a few that I'm going to name, and I'm going to ask each time yes or no. All right,
Okay.
to you, Sean. Okay, so the first one is Grease 2 in 1982. Yes or no?
Bother.
Didn't bother.
So no.
No. All right. Psycho 2 in 1983.
Also no.
No. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Bothered.
No, haven't seen
one.
it. Haven't seen it. Sorry, haven't seen Grease 2 either.
Yeah.
The next one, The Color of Money in 1986. This I never heard of this, but it's apparently a sequel to Martin Scorsese's movie called I can't remember what it's called. It's a Martin Scorsese sequel, and apparently it's his only sequel in his portfolio. He's never done a sequel other than this movie. Anyway, yeah. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay. This one you've definitely heard of. Gremlins 2, The New Batch, 1990.
Yes.
That is an
big
big yes. Absolute. I think that sequel was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, absolute banger.
Like, the first Gremlins, like, yes, it explained it. Yes, it had Gizmo. Yes, it had the bad ones, and they took over the house, and then they took over the town, and then, like, it's a great little story, and no worries. But, like, Gremlins 2 is absolutely, oh man, then they took over the tower, and then, like, all the TV stations and stuff.
Yes,
like,
yeah, we've got like the spider gremlin.
Yeah, they introduced all the different types of gremlins that mutated and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah, that was cool. Okay, The Exorcist 3, 1990.
Can't say I've seen it. So
Apparently, The Exorcist 2 was a real shit go. Like, it was a real
yeah,
bomb.
I heard that the first sequel wasn't great. I don't know anything about the third one. I have seen the prequel, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, but I fell asleep in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that's not to crap on the movie. It's because it was a movie marathon,
Yeah.
and I fell asleep at the end of the first movie, and then woke up to the sounds of screaming
Oh, jeez.
in Exorcism of Emily Rose, and I like stood up out of my seat, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Okay, chat room, we're talking about unnecessary sequels because Terminator 2 was definitely a necessary sequel. Okay?
Yes,
Yes, Terminator 2 is an absolute like banger of a sequel. But it was like Predator 2, Predator 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1,000.
honestly,
Birds.
I could skip Predators.
Yeah, I could skip the Predators. Yeah,
I like the designs
I think,
of the
yeah,
like the
that'd be a
Predator
good one
dogs and
to
stuff.
that'd be a good one to add to this list.
Yeah.
Predator 2, the one with Danny Glover, the one in
Oh,
the one in
that
the
was fine. That was fine. But for me, that new one with Adrian Brody in it, Predators,
oh yeah,
it was a real nothing.
yeah, true,
Oh,
yeah,
you can add Transformers 1 to that list too, to be honest.
Transformers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you can add the entire Michael Bay Transformers franchise to that list.
All right, I got
Bumblebee
another
was
one
great.
here. Sorry.
Bumblebee was great,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like
Haven't seen it.
I enjoyed Transformers 1 because it was the first Transformers I'd seen on screen, but
Yeah.
I did not like a single one of the designs in the movie, and I just didn't like a single one of the designs from then on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm with you. I think they absolutely smashed the first one when they introduced them to the world. Like, this is the first thing we're seeing where real life Transformers on screen.
Yeah,
And we're
yeah,
like
all of
seeing the
that
special
was
effects.
really impressive
It
and
was
cool.
really good. But then when they
But
did it again and again and again and
Yeah.
again and again, I'm just like, there's like, okay, there's a new bad guy. Okay, there's a new
Exactly.
alien. Okay, there's
And
a
I
new, you know.
just did not like the way they looked when they're all janky and all these random moving parts and stuff. But Bumblebee nailed the designs. It was a perfect blend between more intricate and mechanical with moving parts and the classic G1 cartoon looks.
Yeah.
You know, it was a really perfect modernization for the screen of those designs. Loved it. But I did not like all of the Michael Bay directed designs. Was not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, same. The Godfather Part 3 apparently is really good, but it was an unnecessary sequel.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2 and 3 were probably unnecessary. I've only seen The Godfather 1 and I can't even really remember it.
I have not seen any of the Godfathers.
I only saw it a year or two ago from what I can remember, and I can't remember almost anything.
Okay. Okay. I
That's
have
not
to
to
watch
say it's
that.
bad, but
Yeah.
it was a nothing for me.
I like crime boss movies. So I have to watch it at some point. The Godfathers.
Yeah.
Wes Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So it's basically the Wes Craven's take on Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And it was apparently in 1994, and it was apparently it was pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, to be honest, so I can't tell you whether the sequel was necessary or not.
Yeah. Yeah, me either. I haven't seen that one. This one I have seen, but I fell asleep in it. Blade Runner 2049 in 2017.
Okay, I started watching that, and it looked where we got up to was pretty good, but we stopped it because I hadn't actually seen Blade Runner all the way through.
Yeah.
So we're going back to watch Blade Runner, and then I'll go back and watch that.
Yeah,
it's another one for me that is like, it looked really great, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, but it's slightly lessened by means of having Jared Leto in it.
Chat says Paddington 2.
Look, honestly, that final musical number from Paddington 2 slaps. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen that musical number, the prison number, and that is aces.
Oh man, I haven't seen the Paddington movies, but I know who Paddington Bear is. Here's one. Halloween 2018. Now, I have to bring up now. This is the one that they're mentioning is the one where they bring back Jamie Lee Curtis as an older lady, right? And it's Jamie Lee Curtis. It's a sequel that they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back from the original series in the 80s, where Michael Myers was going around killing trying to kill his little sister, who was Jamie Lee Curtis as an adult, right?
Okay.
So I haven't seen this one. Because I'm a fan of the Halloween series. What I'm a big fan of, and what I thought they were mentioning at first, was the Rob Zombie take on Halloween. Because Rob Zombie did a Halloween and a Halloween sequel as well with about
the reboots.
The reboots, yeah. So this one is not this one that they're talking about is the Jamie Lee Curtis one, not the Rob Zombie directed one. The Rob Zombie directed one is really good. The first one and the second one by Rob Zombie is really good.
Okay. I've never watched the Halloween series.
Okay,
I'm less of a psycho slasher and more of a supernatural horror fan.
Oh, okay. So you
I like
the
the Jason movies because they've got that element of supernatural horror. Yeah. And I like Freddy because of the same thing. Like they're both technically slasher fix, but they've got enough of that supernatural horror and practical effects and stuff like that to wet the whistle. But like the Wishmaster and Critters and the Leprechaun, Pumpkinhead, all that sort of old school creature feature practical effects monster suit stuff, that's where it's at for me.
Yeah. Moving my camera a bit better. There we go. Okay. Here's the one that was brought up in the chat, but it's Terminator: Dark Fate, 2019. It's quite recent. It's the sequel. It's the sequel it's supposed to be the sequel to Judgment Day, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's supposed to be the official third movie, isn't it?
Yes, because they brought back Sarah Connor. I can't remember the actor's name, but
look, it wasn't perfect, but it also slapped.
I can't remember. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to say go for it, Unlike Genesis.
Yeah.
Which is very forgettable.
Yeah. I thought Genesis was all right.
I thought some of it was cool. Like the human that thought that the Terminator that thought it was a human concept was cool.
Yeah.
But the self-inflating boobs thing, we didn't need that.
My brain is telling me that I've seen this movie, but I can't remember anything about it. But 2019 was only 2 years ago. So I don't think I saw this 2 years ago. I think I saw the trailers and I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch that. And I never got around to doing it.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. The casting was all really good. The new version of a liquid metal Terminator type deal was really cool. Like it's not exactly that, but in the trailers it kind of looks like that. But where they actually went with it was really cool, and I liked that a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Last one on this list is Doctor Sleep, 2019, which is the sequel to The Shining.
I haven't watched it yet, so I've heard some good things, but I've also heard some iffy things, so I don't know if I'll get around to watching it. So to me, it's a nothing.
Apparently, Ewan McGregor is really good in this.
Yeah, I heard his performance was spectacular.
Yeah. All right, here's my question to you, Sean. After all that, going through that list,
Mhm.
is do you like sequels? And what is your best and worst sequel off the top of your head?
Sometimes I really do, yeah. Um, but since you asked me, the information has completely disappeared. um, oh shoot. Robin and I were just talking about what we thought was a perfect sequel recently, and it's gone. I do like sequels that continue the story in a meaningful way. Um, like for my tastes, for example, Deadpool 2 did nothing for Deadpool 1. And
Yeah,
in fact, it lowered the franchise.
yeah,
Um, but ah, there was something that we watched the sequel to recently, and we thought it was absolutely amazing. And a real testament to the first movie, but I can't remember what it was. It's completely gone. So really, it depends on who it was, um, and how the story is continued. Like if it was a sequel that was always planned, that's usually when you get a really good one.
yeah,
Um, but if it's a sequel that's been slapped on later because the film made a lot of money and they thought it would be a good idea to do a follow up, it's usually just something that's kind of cobbled together
yeah,
and
yeah,
doesn't work.
yeah,
Or if they swap directors back and forth with no plan, then that's when things get messy too.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. Okay, if you can't think of one off the top of your head, you did give me a bad one, which I'll take that answer. I'll give you mine as I think we're like obviously we've seen sequels can be a hit and miss, but
Hmm.
I think Empire Strikes Back is probably in my opinion, the best sequel
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah. That was
date.
that was a really good one. Yep.
And my worst sequel, I think I had to look this up because I couldn't think when I was writing my show notes. I just had to look up some references, and I found one that I thought that was really relevant was Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise. Totally bombed
Oh,
compared to the
that's
first
that.
one.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
It was like Revenge of the Nerds was really good, and I watched that growing up, and it was really funny. And then when I finally saw the sequel, I went, "Oh man, this is." They didn't even have the original, like most of the original cast, which
Yeah,
was like a really like it was a real bomb. Anyway,
yeah.
that's one I had to mention.
A sequel that I'm planning to watch soon because I heard a not exactly a review of it, but just a podcast talking about it, and I need to see this train wreck though. Is Space Jam?
Oh no, I know. I've heard it's bad. I've heard
I've
it's
heard
bad.
it's bad,
It's
but
designed for kids. It's if you're go apparently if you go in watching it as an adult, you're not going to
no, no,
enjoy
no. But
it.
that's the thing. That's what I've heard. That's the thing. It's supposedly designed for kids, but all of the characters that appear in it as cameos are like, what kid knows any of this?
Yeah, okay.
Like the Night King from Game of Thrones,
He's in it.
the Jared Leto, no, the Joaquin Phoenix murderer Joker, Austin Powers,
They're all cameos.
Alexis from Schitt's Creek.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Okay, I have to watch this then. I have to watch this just to see how bad LeBron James can act.
mm,
Like
yeah, yeah, it's bizarre.
and it'll give me it'll give me a bigger reason to really think that why Space Jam 1 can't be beat.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan,
yep,
baby. Michael Jordan.
yeah.
Come on,
Space
man.
Jam 1 was a special kind of something.
Yeah, that was
Apparently, the
special.
soundtrack isn't great for the second one either,
Oh, really?
and the soundtrack was part of the experience for the first one.
The Animaniacs weren't in it, but
Yeah, that's
that's what
disappointing.
Broken Lance says. But the
Yeah,
Animaniacs weren't in the first one either.
it's true. It's true. But since they just launched a new Animaniacs cartoon, you would think they'd want to include them.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true.
I still got to watch that. I haven't.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's come out or not yet, but
no,
it
it's
was
not out.
coming out.
It's not out on streaming services yet. It's not out. Not out yet.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to our final news article of the day. I usually do 2 news articles, but I had to include this third one. Is New World delayed once again following a successful closed beta. We're titled New World, New Date. This is by Wesley LeBlanc at IGN.com. Amazon's New World MMO has been delayed a month from August 31st to September 28th. This news comes by the message from the New World team posted on Twitter today, in which the team explains the following success of the recent closed beta and needs more time to address the feedback it's received. It says, a quote says, "Along the way, you've also given us a ton of feedback that we'll use to make New World even better," says the message, and we want New World's launch to be a smooth and fun experience for all players. And this means some improvements based on what you've encountered during the closed beta. So the New World team says it's going to take an extra few weeks to squash bugs, improve the game's stability, and polish the overall game. It also said the game's support during the closed beta from the players has been humbling, and that more than 1 million players clocked in a more of 16 million total hours of the game played, which is pretty impressive for a beta. I think. The New World team says the decision to delay the game was not an easy one, but also while pointing out that it is not the first time the game has been delayed in pursuit of the highest quality possible launch for players. New World was due out in the American spring of the year, but delayed to August 31st back in February. The team cited it needs to add compelling endgame features we believe are important to include at launch, as part of the reasoning. So, Sean, what does this game interest you? Have you heard of it? Have you heard of it?
I have heard of it.
Okay.
All I know about it is that some of my friends have played it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks kind of fun, but I'm not a serious video gamer. So the only machine that I own that could run it is my work computer, and I don't put games on my work computer.
Okay.
So while it looks really cool, and I wish it all the success, I don't think I'll be playing it anytime soon because my laptop can't handle it.
Even having an RPG background, this MMO RPG doesn't interest
I mean,
you?
like it interests me, but I don't put any games on the work computer. So until I have a laptop that can handle something that powerful, it may as well not interest me. You know,
it's a big game. It's a big you need a decent computer.
And honestly, if it's an MMORPG, that actually turns me off.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of MMOs and like having other players be able to interfere with what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like
then
how
this
a lot
game.
of people
If you don't like MMOs and other players, this game is not for you.
I love RPGs, but I don't want to be in the middle of something and then have some rando come up and stab me.
Okay, so in this game, you can turn PvP off, so you can run around the world and not be affected by anyone.
Okay, right? That's a plus.
So you can go around and chop down trees and look for wood and look for iron and herbs and berries and kill the wolves and do your quests and craft your gear and all that and do all the cool stuff, and you don't even have to PvP. But this game is built like its main focus is PvP.
Yeah, see, that PvP doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah, okay.
I'm all about the story when I play a game.
Okay. Well, I am very excited about this game. I played 7 hours of the beta, but I stopped.
It looks really cool. Some of my friends were playing it the other night and like sneaking through a corridor with the gold statues in it and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I stopped the beta. Yeah. I stopped the beta because I didn't want to go too deep into my character because I didn't want to burn out, and I wanted to save all my excitement and all my like finding new stuff and learning other stuff when the game launches. Not like I did want to try out the game and learn the game in the beta, but I only wanted to learn a little bit just to see if I liked the game, and I really liked the game.
Cool.
And it's like Amazon asked me. Amazon made this, by the way. Amazon Games. They have a.
Yep.
This is one of their only games that they've ever made. It's a new. They announced their company, games company. Sorry, games. Amazon made a games company inside of Amazon called Amazon Games, and they made a game in 2000. They announced all these games in 2016, including this. They announced this in 2016. They released a game in 2018 or 19, and it didn't do too well, and then they cancelled a game, and this is their third game, which is they reckon it's going to be their big hit.
Okay.
And it's like Amazon asked me, what do you want? What do I want? Me, Alan. What do I want in an MMO? And they made it just for me. I love the crafting. I love the leveling. I love the PvE and the PvP. But
Sounds cool.
But like the article says, I'm not shocked that they delayed it because they have more data and bugs from the beta than expected. Yeah, more. They had way more. They got a lot of feedback to go through. Yep. So I hope this extra month is enough to polish it up good. I hope. Anyway, yeah. All right. That's the news, and let's move on to our next segment. What we're watching.
Okay.
All right. I'll go first. I'm still watching Rick and Morty season 5. The new episode came out this week. It was a Power Rangers piss take. It was very funny. Nothing else at the moment that I'm watching at the moment currently. Haven't pulled the trigger on any of my new doco series or any new shows that I'm watching at the moment. But something that I'm keeping an eye on is a show that I've been watching over a couple of years. It's called Animal Kingdom, about a crime family, and they do like Ocean's 11 type of heists, and it's really cool, and it's in I think they're based in LA, and they've just released a new season, but they're releasing it week by week. So I'm letting the episodes pile up. Yeah. And I'm letting the episodes pile up, and I'm gonna binge it at the end of August. I think I'm just gonna wait. I don't want to there's about 5 episodes released at the moment. They got like another 5 more to go, and oh geez, we're getting raided. All right, welcome in everybody. Welcome in everybody. Hello, everybody. We're doing a podcast. Welcome in, and that's it. All I'm watching. That's all I'm watching. Sean, before we get into what we've finished, what are you watching week by week at the moment? What are you watching week by week?
Right now it is Fantasy High Sophomore Year from Dimension 20 on dropout.tv. And The 100. I'm catching up on The 100 while I work. And Robin and I are watching Sophomore Year together at the moment as well.
You're watching The 100?
Yeah.
I absolutely love The 100. I've finished it. I love it.
I'm
where
on
are you up to?
4.
Oh, dude, there's so much more to go. That
story. I started watching it ages ago and then just sort of got distracted and fell off and forgot about it. And then I looked it up recently. I was like, oh, there's considerably more now. I should probably catch up on this.
Yeah, that's a really good show. Sorry, I missed the other. What was the other thing that you were watching?
Fantasy High Season 2, which is Sophomore Year by Dimension 20, which is the second season of their Fantasy High D&D actual play show.
I haven't heard of that. What's that on your face? Your mo is moving. I love it. All right.
Yeah, I love my filters.
That is a good filter. What have you finished recently?
The Flash.
What did you finish? The Flash. Okay, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we just finished I think it was the finale anyway of the current season. And look, honestly, I love the Flash, but I've been getting slightly frustrated with it over the last 2 seasons, and this season 7 is the worst season so far. I know they've probably had a lot of disruptions with COVID and everything like that,
Yeah.
but the writing and the story arcs and just certain things that have been happening has just been so what the actual that it's been annoying.
Yeah, right. Okay. Would you, what? How do you watch The Flash? What's it on?
Um, I can't remember. HBO Max or something like that, and I think some of the early seasons are on Netflix, and it's on a
Okay,
couple of platforms.
I'll have to look it up because it's something it's something I'm interested in.
Yeah, it's
Um.
good. It's really good right up to season 6, but season 7 has just been the weakest season yet.
Okay.
And it could do with more queer.
Okay.
Out of
The Flash.
all of the CW shows,
Yeah.
it is the most hetero out of all of them, and it's really surprising because there's so much not hetero energy from a lot of the show, but they even actually turned one of the characters from the comics, who is canonically gay, into a straight guy,
Yeah. Right.
which was really disappointing because he's a really cool character. He's still a great addition to the show,
Yeah.
but it would have been really cool to see him exactly as he is from the page.
Yeah.
Um, so if they are going to continue on, I would love for them to introduce more not hetero characters and not cis characters as well. More non-binary and trans characters would be great. There's a lot more of that in Arrow and Supergirl, which has been really, really cool,
Yeah.
especially Dreamer. Dreamer is a top rate addition to the universe.
Yeah.
And I would love to see more of that.
Okay. Okay. I haven't seen Supergirl. Haven't seen Arrow. Haven't seen Flash. I got all these like superhero TV shows that I need to watch.
Yeah,
But
well,
they're all DC. They're all DC. Like I'm a bit of a Marvel fanboy now that I'm only watching Marvel stuff. I haven't seen DC stuff. Like,
I'm a big fan of all, and I feel like DC's TV stuff has been way stronger than their movies because they've got a shared universe going, and they've had a lot more time to develop the characters. And yeah, DC's strength lies in their animated films and their
yep,
TV series.
yep,
Their cinematic releases have not been anywhere near as strong. I really love how the DC series have been tackling like a lot of real world content, like racism, transphobia, um, just a general unrest in the world, and like talking about all of that in really strong and well written ways, especially in Supergirl and Black Lightning. And it's been really, really cool to see that while also still keeping that, high energy, sort of comedic and entertaining superhero feel. Um, and love that.
mm,
So as far as I'm concerned, the films are so much stronger than the movies. I don't like Henry Cavill as Superman. I found Ben Affleck's Batman to be passable, but it was just yet another return to The Dark Knight Returns, which has been done and done and done and done and done so many times now.
yep,
So I feel like the Batman and Superman that we've seen in the movies has just been really played out. Costume design, again, really cool, but the color grading on the films washes out all of that costume design, so you can't really see it properly. Whereas the shows have been so colorful, so entertaining. They feel like comic book television, and I love it.
yeah. Okay. Okay. I haven't seen the. I haven't. I haven't. I don't want to. I don't. I really don't want to watch. Ben Affleck as Batman. I'm just avoiding it. I haven't seen the Batman vs Superman. I haven't seen
Yeah,
any Henry Cavill as Superman. I love Henry Cavill though. So I love him in The Witcher. So I really think I really think he looks like a good Superman as well. He does a really good yeah, Dragon says I'm a huge Cavill fan as well. Um yeah, Aaron says he loves Henry Cavill and Superman films as well. Yeah. Um I just need to watch. It's just some more stuff I need to watch. I think I need to. If you think if you're saying that Ben Affleck is a passable Batman, I might have to get over my little um hate for it and just watch it and see for myself.
Yeah, like
So
I enjoyed him as Batman. I wish the people that wrote the TV series had written his Batman, because it's the way it's written is still just more like the angry Superman that we get out of Henry Cavill.
yeah,
And there's some really great YouTube analysis about Zack Snyder's films that breaks down all the issues I have with them, and how they could have been really cool if somebody else wrote them than the
yeah,
people who did write them.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, like if someone else had written a really good Batman for Ben Affleck, I think he would have been great.
yeah,
He's passable, but it's still very much that Dark Knight Returns angry grizzled Batman who kills people now, which was a bit boring for me. But I really dig the Bruce Wayne that they've got going in Titans.
okay,
They've got I can't remember who it is. They've got this really nice, really cool older guy who's got a lot of charm and charisma playing an older Bruce Wayne in Titans.
okay. Aaron says, "Have you seen the extended editions of those films? They're
Nah,
much better
I
with the
honestly
content."
haven't bothered because I just really dislike Zack Snyder's filmmaking and have for a very long time. For various reasons that I'm not going to go into here because it's a bummer. But I didn't bother. I really, really prefer the TV series for both Marvel and DC, because the episodic nature of television is obviously a much better way to tell these stories.
Yeah,
Because what are comics but episodic?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so you get
That's
more
very true.
time. Yeah, you get more time and
Very true.
pacing to deliver the story the way you want to deliver it, instead
Very
of trying
true.
to cram it all into an hour and a half or so.
I think absolutely. If you made WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Loki as an hour and a half to 2 hour movies, you couldn't pull it off. You couldn't pull it
Exactly, and
off.
that's why all of the Marvel movies are not as strong as the TV, because they're trying to cram like 3 different storylines into one 2 to 3 hour film.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like they're trying to cram 7 to 10 different heroes into one film.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah, and so for me, like Agents of Shield, the Netflix Daredevil, and and Luke Cage and everything, and the current Disney Plus MCU stuff has just been so much better than the films.
Yeah, fair, yeah. That's pretty big thing to say. Pretty big
Yeah,
thing to say.
because it
Haven't
just
seen
lends itself more to it.
Aaron. Haven't seen Gotham. Have you seen Gotham?
No,
Sean?
actually, I've seen Gotham, but I don't include Gotham in being better than the films. I enjoyed the first season or two of Gotham just for seeing their take on most of the villains.
Yeah,
Like their Mr. Zaz was so entertaining. He still wasn't quite the Mr. Zaz from the comics, but that actor was very, very entertaining. And I've forgotten his name, but the Penguin from that movie, he was a really entertaining Penguin as well. But I think I got to about season 4 when they brought their version of Bane in, and I was just like, yeah, no, they've gone too far here. I'm not so into this now. They're getting really silly with it, and I
yeah,
always thought the premise of the show was a bit ridiculous. Like all of these villains coming into being before there's even a Batman, and we're just going to follow child Batman around. And it was very frustrating to watch little Bruce Wayne trying to beat all these villains and stuff, and then this particular paramilitary ex special forces, still very much an SAS guy, Alfred, was not amazing either. I'm still a very, very fond of the original Alfred from the movies, from the 86 Batman movies. So far, there has not been an Alfred on screen to beat him. In my
What's his
opinion.
name? What's his name? Alfred in The Dark Knight with Christian Bale. What's his name?
John Hurt, I
no,
think it was.
No.
No, Jeremy Irons?
No.
No. Oh, sorry, Christian Bale, Michael Caine. Yeah, no.
Michael Caine.
Still nothing on that original Alfred. Like, he was an entertaining character, but he was still didn't. It was that thing for me. He still didn't embody the spirit of Alfred.
Yeah.
They keep trying to make the modern Alfred. They keep trying to make him really real Cockney.
Yeah. Okay.
And like, yes, he's ex-military, but he also has been in the Queen's employ and was trained by people who have been in the Queen's employ. And he's very much a refined, dignified gentleman. And comb over and little black pencil mustache Alfred will always be my Alfred.
Okay. I haven't seen this Alfred, so I don't know who this. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the comic book and like the Batman the Animated Series Alfred.
Oh, okay.
He's always been, little black bits of hair around the side and a comb over and a little black mustache. Very shoot. Hang on. Mental blank. Oh, he's a really famous filmmaker. And I cannot remember his name right now. I'm having such a bad memory night.
Can chat help you?
Maybe. Drag Race had a challenge to make films based off his films. He's been in The Simpsons. He's got the drawn-on pencil mustache. And he's known for his really filthy and crazy comedic films, as well as like being a really big proponent for queer rights and stuff like that.
No idea.
Oh man, the second I finish this interview, it's going to come screaming back to me. But right now, my ADHD's done that thing where it's like, no, you can't have that information right now. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, right. All right. While you're thinking that, I'll say that the only thing that I've really watched recently, because I haven't really watched much stuff lately, is something I forgot to mention last week. I watched this a couple of weeks ago, was the Amazon Prime exclusive, The Tomorrow War, with Chris Pratt. And I thought it was okay. It's a bit of a mix between The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Alien with Sigourney Weaver. And I thought it would have been I reckon it would have been a better series. But like showing more action scenes and more story, because this story, like, they could have dragged this on for like 10 episodes, 20 episodes, but they did it in 2 hours. So, and their take on time travel is actually quite interesting. So, yeah. Oh, there we go. Chat says, is it John Waters?
Yeah, I just looked up one of the actors that works in his films, and then I got the name from there. Yeah, it's John Waters is the one I'm thinking of. Like, the comic book Alfred has very much a really polished and refined John Waters if he was a butler look.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And so the dignified older guy with the glasses and sort of a posh accent that really had that fatherly relationship with Bruce Wayne was a perfect Alfred. The only thing they could have done to make it better was if he still had black hair.
Okay. All right, let's move on to our third segment. We've got to keep moving, and it's what we're playing.
Okay.
Sean, I have no idea what you play, but you did mention in the top of the show that you dabble in Baldur's Gate. So, yes, you're an RPG boy. This is what you play. Are you playing the latest one, Baldur's Gate 3?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I don't think my laptop will run it, so I will play it eventually. I'm hoping that it'll get a Switch release.
Okay.
Right now, I am partway through. What am I playing right now? Baldur's Gate 2 on my tablet.
Yep.
Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition on my laptop.
Haven't heard of that.
It's in the same creators, and set in the same universe of Dungeons and Dragons in the Forgotten Realms. So
Yeah.
it's sort of it's not a sequel, but it's like a follow up to those games.
Yeah.
Set in a different part of the world. I'm also playing a handful of games I got on sale on Steam recently. I'm replaying some old games that I never got to finish when I was a kid, like Thief and the rest of the Thief series.
Okay.
I just started playing one that I'm really enjoying called Styx, Master of Shadows. And it's a stealth game. It's kind of like Thief, but you're a goblin. So it's set in more of a fantasy world than just a medieval world. And you're a goblin and you're stealthing around trying to do something. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is, but it's it seems like a sort of a revenge slash justice story.
Okay.
And yeah, you got to, most of the time, you've got to be sneaking around and trying not to get caught. And if you kill anyone, it's got to be stealthy and you've got to go and hide the body as soon as possible so you don't get busted. And it's got like a lot of sort of parkour elements to the gameplay, jumping around and climbing and swinging off stuff. And so that's really fun. Because I played, what is it? Enslaved Odyssey to the West not long ago, because I'd been eyeing that off from before I even had a computer that could run games.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of the same sort of stuff, a lot of that parkour, platformer, open world platforming sort of vibe, and I really dig that.
Okay. That's quite a few games that you've been playing at the moment.
Yes, it's because with the old ADHD, I have like 11 games installed on my laptop, so if I get bored or frustrated with a level, I can just switch something else instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that sounds like any gamer, really. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have to be ADHD to be like that as a gamer with anyone's Steam library. You can just like, I don't want to play this anymore. I want to go play that. Oh man, I'm stuck on this level. I want to go play that. Is there anything that you want to play in the near future?
Yes. Let me just remember the name of it. Unbound. It just came out last week. And the story for it is written by a comic book writer colleague of mine on Twitter. And he's a really nice guy. And I got to play the demo. The whole game is out now, but you can download the demo and just play that before buying it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, and you played like this little bloody wizard guy. And there's been some kind of magic ritual that got interrupted, and suddenly there's a big bad that's coming back into the world, and you have to go and try to restore the magic to the world so you and your people can stop this eldritch being from coming into the universe before it destroys everything.
Yeah.
And it's got some really cool mechanics where you can sort of portal in between realms, but only a space. It's like a bubble around you for a couple of meters in all directions. And depending on where you are in the world at that time, the physics in the bubble that you choose change. So there you see that, like, here you've got other platforms and things that don't exist in the main realm that you can jump on. And then just before, when he went flying upwards, gravity is reversed in that particular realm.
Yep.
So there might be spikes below you, but if you portal, you'll go flying up to the roof where there were spikes, but there aren't anymore.
This game looks amazing. It looks like Ori and the Blind Forest, but with magic.
Yes, to me, it feels like a combination between that and Hollow Knight.
Yeah, 100%. It's got Hollow Knight in it. It's got Ori and the Blind Forest in it.
That's another one I'm playing at the moment, actually. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh man, I'm putting this on my wish list.
Yeah, it looks very cool. I've played the demo and it was tons of fun. I'm just waiting until I've got a bit of cash to splash to pick it up.
Yeah,
I played it on Switch, and I'm probably going to get it on the Switch so that both Robin and I can play it separately at different times.
yeah.
Whereas if I just put it on my laptop, then Robin won't be able to play it if I'm not using the Switch. But it looks really cool, and I'm really looking forward to playing it out. Apparently, there's more features and more story in the main game than you even saw in the demo at all.
Wow, that's all.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm really excited for that.
dude, it looks great. I love that mechanic that you make a bubble and it changes the world and it changes the world around you. Like it turns enemies into blocks to stand
Yeah,
on, or it changes like the normal land into spikes or something.
yeah,
Like that's awesome. I love it.
yeah, and it changes gravity. Like there's certain parts of the world you can only get to by using the gravity manipulation.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, if I'm taking anything away from this podcast today, I'm getting that game. Thank you so much for a recommendation. That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that I want to play. Like I want to
Yeah,
get
what else?
Spiritfarer, so Robin and I can play that together. That looks pretty fun.
Spiritfarer? Yeah, that's on my list too. Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to play the demo on Steam because it's got remote play together, but the Steam demo is a bit broken, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But I've heard lots of good things about the game on the Switch, so we're just waiting for it to go on sale, and we're going to pick it up on the Switch.
Yeah, nice.
So that's on the list. I enjoyed Trine. I finished that recently, so I want to pick up the rest of the series for that.
What is it?
Trine, Trine. It's a
Trying.
side, yeah, it's a side-scrolling platformer where you simultaneously get to play 3 different characters,
Oh yeah,
and you can.
Trine 4 is out.
Yeah,
Trine
that's the
4.
newest one that just came out. Yeah, I've played number 1, so I'm looking forward to playing the rest of them. Especially when it gets to Trine 3, it becomes less of a side-scrolling platformer and a bit more of a 3-dimensional space that you can run around into while using the same mechanics still. So that looks a bit more fun and challenging. And it's also multiplayer. You can play as one person swapping between the characters, or you can get 2 friends together and you all play a character each. And each one has its own special abilities that you need to use to overcome the puzzles and traps and stuff.
Yeah, right. I'll just show chat. This is Trine. This is Trine. This is what Sean was talking about. It's looking good. I'm just showing the trailer on screen.
Yeah. Is this number 4?
Yeah, this is number 4. This looks great. This looks great. I might have to pick this up too.
Yeah,
Wow.
and like there's all kinds of stuff that you can do, and then you get to play together. So you trigger all different things individually, and the wizard creates these blocks, and then the rogue can jump on the blocks.
Can you play solo?
Yeah, you can play solo. If you play solo, you get to control all 3 characters, and you just tap a button to switch between the characters.
Okay.
So depending on what the challenge is, you might be better off using the wizard, or you might want to use the knight to just chop up some enemies.
Yeah.
Or you can play together.
The trailer
cool.
is heavily encouraging to play with your friends. Like it's really
it's the big feature is that you get to play it multiplayer. Like you can play it solo and it's fine, but it's really fun to be able to do this co-op with your mates and solve the puzzles together and just run around this world adventuring together.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's another one. I'll put that on my wish list as well. That's cool. It's only it's $40. That's right.
Yeah,
I don't like buying games over $50 anymore. I feel like
I try to stick to below 20 if I can. Like if you go back, I don't know if they're still on sale on Steam right now, but last week all the first 3 were on sale for under $10.
The bundle is on sale for 100. Trine 1, 2, 3, and 4 for $100.
Yeah, I picked up Trine 1 for $7, and I was going to pick up Trine 2, but I hadn't yet. It was like $8 for that.
Trine 1 is $21.50.
The sale must be over then. Because they had them all on sale in preparation for number 4 to come out.
Oh, okay.
I think 1 or 2 of them might still be on sale on the Switch store though. So
Oh,
check it
okay.
out and keep an eye on them. They go
Okay.
on sale regularly.
Okay, I
So
gotta keep an eye on. I keep forgetting to check my Switch store for
yeah,
sales because I'm always on my computer looking at Steam sales all the time and Epic sales. But
yep.
I always forget to check my Steam sale. I mean my Switch sales. I need to buy I'm actually run out of space on my Switch. I need to buy a SD card so I can
Yep.
upgrade the storage because I have to delete a game to download a new game.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I've got too many games on there at the moment. I've just filled it up. It's on my to-do list. I'm pretty sure the SD cards are pretty cheap these days.
Yeah, they
Um,
are. You can get like a 62 gig one for next to nothing.
yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Um, all right, that's good. That's some recommendations. That's some stuff you're playing. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. What's been happening with me is I've stopped playing WoW at the moment. Over the last
Solid.
few weeks. Over the last few weeks, I got back into WoW after having like what a 6 month break, and I started leveling a warrior. I've got up to 58. I'm in Shadowlands now with flying, but I just can't pull myself to grind the gear because all I want to do is try PvP, but there's so much more to do. I can't try PvP with like when I don't have the gear for it.
Yeah.
So
I've I've completely bailed out of any Activision games and Blizzard games at the moment with everything that's been going on with them. So
yeah. Yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. If anyone didn't know, with something, we might actually talk about it next week because we'll have lots of info rather than rather than repeating the news week by week. We'll cover all the news next week about Blizzard, but I'll give you a quick rundown now. Is they have been sued. Activision Blizzard have been sued by the state of California for sexual assault and discrimination allegations after they conducted a 2-year investigation. So that's a pretty big investigation. So, and lots of stuff has happened since then. Like employees went on strike, sort of thing. They did a walkout. They
yeah,
did a protest. There was all stuff on Twitter, like hashtags going around and charities going around. And just recently, J. Allen Brack, the president of Blizzard, has stepped down, and they've got new leaders, a guy and a girl. So it's the first time a woman is leading the company. She's co-leading the company. Lots of going on. We'll cover it next week. I was thinking about covering it tonight, but it was the show was already jam-packed. But that's what's
yeah.
going on at the moment.
Definitely go and like look it up and read
Yeah.
about it and make yourself aware of what's going on because it's
Yeah.
huge. It's also happening to Riot Games right now, exactly
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
So just make yourself aware, and like there's tons of information out there right now about which companies are pulling this crap. So you make yourself aware so you don't get mixed up in it.
Just want to say
And
on
then
behalf. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
you just really learn who are the good players in the community so you know who to support.
Yeah. Just on obviously we'll talk about this more next week as well, and I'll probably make a full news article about listing everything that's going on. Well, just on behalf of the show, you know, like discrimination against women and people of color, and you know, and different sexual orientations is, you know, not acceptable. And you know, how hard is it? Treat everyone equally and fairly in the workplace, in life. You know, like we're all humans, guys. You know, like just treat each other with respect, and with companies or with friends or whatever, with respect and within companies, you know, like with like pay fairly and have
Yes.
and promote, you know, not don't promote every woman, but don't just promote guys, you know, like
Yeah.
equal employment. We have as what you're Australian, right? This will make sense to you, Sean. We have in Australia, we have a legal thing called equal employment opportunities, right?
Yes.
Within the workplaces here in Australia. So like anyone that is, you know, a woman or a different gender or, you know, of different color, whatever, has equal opportunities to anyone else, you know?
They're
That's it.
supposed to anyway. A lot of
Yeah,
people get in trouble for not adhering to that, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different story in itself again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just get out there, do the reading, make yourself aware of what's going on, so you know what's going on, and just try to support everyone, especially like if you've got friends who are streamers or creators who are of marginalized identities. Give them a boost, retweet their stuff, follow their chat. You know, even if they're streaming, even if you can't sit down and watch right now, do them a favor and just open up their streams and leave it go on your laptop. You know, anything you can do to help support your marginalized friend like that, even if it, you know, if it's not just money that makes the world go round for them. You liking their tweets, commenting on their stuff on Facebook, on Instagram, um, opening up their Twitch stream on your laptop and just leave it go while you're off doing something else. That all helps to support them and boost their visibility and help them get to where they're trying to go. Two quick tips for social media is on Facebook and Twitter, use GIF reacts to your friends' stuff. That'll push them up further in the algorithm. And on Instagram, don't just like it, save it. Saving currently is the thing that boosts a post more in the algorithm.
Yeah.
So if you've got a friend who is a creator and they post something, just hit that little save tag, and that will help them get more visibility.
How do you save something? Wait, what are you talking about? On Facebook?
On Instagram. So when you're looking at a picture on Instagram, there's a little banner.
You can save stuff on Instagram?
It adds it to like a folder of saved posts in your thing, and so that you can go back and look at it later. On the where the like button is on the left, on the right hand side, there's like a little banner shaped thing, and that's the save button.
Oh yeah. Okay, the little banner on the right. Yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna start saving stuff. Okay, save stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
And so like a like is good, a save is better. A like and a save.
Yeah.
Top stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, on Facebook and Twitter, like quote tweets apparently are doing better than normal retweets now. It used to be that quote tweets were the opposite and they didn't give the creator as much visibility in the algorithm. But now they're actually doing really, really well. So quote tweets are better than just a normal retweet. And when you comment, if you add a GIF, that will boost it.
Okay.
And those are some really great free ways to support marginalized creators.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely support. Support who you want to support, but like, you know, don't feel forced to support someone just because they're marginalized.
Support everyone.
Support who you want to support. You know, just treat everyone like you know, be equal and treat others how you want to be treated, and you know, like. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to support every single person that's a different gender only because they have a different gender. That's like,
but if you have friends or colleagues who are creators and they are of marginalized identities, they definitely need a little bit more help than everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the algorithms are actually geared in their disfavor, and even on Twitch, you know, they're going to face a lot more trolls and stuff like that. So if you do know people who are of marginalized identities, whether that's racial, sexual, gender identity, or what have you, doesn't matter. If their stuff comes across your feed, if you take that extra second to use any of those tips I just gave you, that will make their day. Like, support all your friends, obviously, but if your friends happen to be of marginalized identities, those little steps will help them combat the algorithm that is already geared against them.
Yeah. I agree. Just to finish up on what I was saying about WoW, I've actually cancelled my sub. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not cancelling because of all this allegations, but I'm actually in the boat of cancelling because I can't. Money's tight at the moment, and I'm just a bit bored of WoW again. So that's what I do. I only sub when I'm actually in the mood to play. So I've got a bit of time. I've still got a bit of game time left. I got till the 16th. So and in the past 7 days I've played once. But I could like wake up tomorrow and go, I'm gonna go play WoW because I feel like it. You know, like I'm like that sometimes. But the one game I am fully addicted to at the moment, again, as some of you have seen on my streams, is Stardew Valley. Oh my god! Like I am making so much progress on my. I'm doing 100%. I'm doing 100% run on this game save. I've played it before a few years ago when it first came out, but this year I started a new save file because they came out with like an expansion, a content patch called 1.5, and they added heaps of new the developer added heaps of new content to the game. So I was like, oh, good time to come back. And actually this
cool.
and this time I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna 100% it. I've never 100%ed a game before, and this is the game I'm gonna 100%.
Yeah, my
And
partner and I have been looking at that. We weren't sure about it yet, but there's another one similar to that. There's a couple actually, but it's
there's a
one
couple,
where you are on a spaceship and it's busted, so you
yeah,
have to beam down
Starbound,
to the. That's the one. Yeah, we're looking at
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That one
Starbound's
looks a
good.
little bit
I've played that. I've played that. It's good. It's like
cool. Yeah, it
Terraria.
looks a
It's
bit
like
more up
Terraria.
our. Yeah, Terraria was the other one I was thinking of, but
Yeah,
Starbound looks like it's a bit more up our alley.
yeah, space sci-fi. Yeah, it's good.
There's
I've
a.
yeah.
Sorry, you go.
I just wanted to say I've actually got I'm really rich in my game at the moment. I've got 500,000 gold, which is like a lot of money because you can earn like, I don't know, at the moment I'm earning about 10,000 a day from my
Yep.
animals and stuff. So I did a big farming session over a few sessions and earned a couple $100 grand, and I've saved up 500 grand. I'm in year 2. About how the game works, Sean, is every day there's 28 game days in a season, and there's 4 seasons a year. And a game day lasts about 15 minutes, maybe.
Yep.
15 minutes, 20 minutes. 20 minutes per game day. So it starts at 6, you wake up at 6 a.m., and then you go to sleep at between 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And
Yep.
you can only do so many things in the day, and then like you can only, it's like,
much
yeah,
like Cozy Grove then.
yeah.
Yeah, Robert
So
is playing Cozy Grove at the moment.
I'm at the moment now. I'm starting to chase the achievements. So that's
Yep.
that. Yeah. So it's really good. I love that. It's a really good game. I'm gonna keep playing that. I don't know if I'm gonna keep streaming it though. I've streamed a lot of it lately. I might have a break from streaming it and come back to streaming it in a week or two. But
Yep.
yeah. That'll be it for what we're playing. This will be the nearly one of the last segments of the day. We're going to be wrapping up the show soon. Is what have you been streaming?
All right. So for me, I was actually on a bit of a hiatus for a while. I overloaded myself a little bit with my live shows. I dialed back what I was doing, but my show, The Shifting Spire, which I was running at the start of the year, was still taking a bit too much prep time every month. That I couldn't get as much done on my publishing projects and stuff as I wanted. So I dipped out of that, and I've taken a hiatus from all live content for a little bit until the Kickstarter started. And so right now I'm doing a few live interviews and podcasts like this. And every Thursday while the Kickstarter is running, and maybe for a couple of weeks after the Kickstarter, I'm going to be live streaming, working on the goals and rewards for the Kickstarter. So today I did a bit of a warm up and worked on one of my comic pages for a current project for a bit. And then I switched over to working on the cover art for the just unlocked stretch goal of a Pathfinder version of my player screen.
Okay.
And last Thursday, I was working on the lore and writing that for the monster supplement that is part of the Kickstarter awards. And next week, I will either be working on the Pathfinder screen again, or I will be fine-tuning, editing, and finalizing the one-shot adventure that is part of the Kickstarter, because I'll be running it the following week on stream. Either the
Nice.
21st or the 22nd. I'm going to be doing a live stream one-shot of the one-shot that is a part of the Kickstarter that you will get for backing the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have some really cool people involved. I'm just waiting for finalization of availability and times so that I can pick exactly what time and day it's going to be that weekend. But
Yeah.
I'm talking with Bill from Beadle and Grimm's at the moment about having him and maybe some of the other Beadle and Grimm staff play that one shot. So I don't know if Matthew Lillard will be in it or not, because obviously his shooting schedule is all over the place. But Bill knows that him, Matt, Justice, and Paul, and Jason, and everyone that works at Beetle and Grimm's are always included in the invite when I ask if anyone from Beatles wants to play.
Wow.
So it'll most likely be Bill.
Yeah.
Bill said he's free that weekend, so depending on what time we're playing, he'll be in. But I don't know if any of the others will be playing or not yet. It would be great to have Matt because he's on my wish list of people I want to DM a game for.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a lot of stuff going on with your stream, man. What's your stream channel called again?
It is Brain Beast Studios.
Okay. That's
so
awesome.
You can find me if you look up Brain Beast Studios on any social platform. You will find me.
Okay. That's awesome. Just before we get into what you've been watching, just on the topic of D&D, I wanted to tell you, I forgot I didn't have a time to tell you in the show. Now's a good time. Is I am playing my first D&D one-shot ever.
Nice.
On Saturday. I'm playing over Zoom with some friends. I got invited, and I got to make a character tonight / or tomorrow. And
Yep.
I asked the DM if I can stream it on my channel just for fun to show off our campaign or whatever. And he said, "Yeah, let me ask the other players and see if it's cool with them." But the last time I played D&D, Sean, was about 16 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Coming into your inbox right now.
Yeah.
Is a handy dandy PDF of my 5e player screen.
Oh, sweet.
Print that out and glue it together and shove that on this desk in front of you when you're sitting at the computer.
Yeah.
And you'll be all set.
Oh, sweet. Are you sending me that via Discord?
I sure am.
All right, sweet.
So, yeah, I didn't just realize that I hadn't sent you one yet. And they
So what do I use that for?
They look like this.
Oh, so dude.
It's got a reminder of what you can do on your turn. And which dice are which and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's mad.
And then it's got the general important information that doesn't have its own category.
Yeah.
Like advantage and disadvantage, what the different ability checks are. So like what different checks come under intelligence. So you don't have to, like if the DM says Arcana, you can just look for that and go, oh, it's intelligence. I'll just roll that.
Yeah.
And then the final one is all the conditions in alphabetical order, so you can find them real easy.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's for a player's guide, like a little player's
it's for
guide.
Players instead of DMs.
Oh,
and so the version that I just sent you is the updated advanced PDF draft of the one that's on Kickstarter right now.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
Gonna be a few very small tweaks made to it.
Oh, fantastic.
Just to smooth out the editing and stuff like that. And after that, that's it. It's going to be almost exactly the same as what you've got, other than I will move some bits around a little bit to make them all line up with each other a bit nicer.
Oh, thank you so much.
And
that'll be a great help. That'll be great help. Thank you so much.
It's already pre-sized and everything to A4. So if you literally just run that out of a printer, then you can just cut it out and glue it together, and then bam, there you go.
Can I just watch it, view it on screen?
Yeah, if you've got a secondary screen that you can put it on, that'll do. But most of the people I know that have got the physical one, like just sit it in front of their monitor.
Yeah.
And then it, because they're only 15 centimeters tall.
Yeah.
They're designed to be really low profile so that you can put it wherever.
Yeah, right.
And they were actually on Beauty and the Beast a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Beauty and the Geek, sorry. Beauty and the Geek, not
Beauty and the Geek, yeah.
Yeah. One of the guys on the show took one with him because he was going to do some D&D.
Yeah, right. That's great.
And yeah, they ended up doing a whole a D&D game with it, and it had the screen on the TV and stuff. And I was like, yes, this is awesome.
That's great. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you as well. Who have you been watching on on Twitch lately. If
All
you,
right, so
yeah,
I've got a fucking list because I usually put like 3 or 4 different streams on at a time, mute them, and put on captions, and just flick back and forth. So because I like to give my friends their views, and then I just like to pop into the chat and say hello every few minutes or so.
yeah,
So, the Lyrical, who is live right now with Lontre, who is another one of my buddies. They're both really great buddies of mine. The
yeah,
Lyrical is a musician, and they're streaming Sea of Thieves at the moment.
okay,
They play Sea of Thieves together. Lontre is one of the cast members of I Speak Giant, and by extension, the Boundless Glory, which is like a secondary campaign that the I Speak Giant crew runs, and the Lyrical is in that secondary campaign as well.
okay.
So I watch them on Zach Speaks Giant as well. Lucky Bones, who is also live right now, fucking around in Hero Forge. And Indigitech, who again is also live right now, doing the Indigitech is a really, really great one to go check out. They're an all indigenous streaming channel, but Indigitech itself is actually like an all indigenous STEM and tech company. And they're like doing streamer support packages of like tech and gear to help indigenous streamers get set up. And they've got a really cool range of different streams that happen. Right now, someone's playing Pokemon. Sometimes it's a cooking stream. Someone was playing Hollow Knight a couple of hours ago. It's Saturdays. They do one of their 2 D&D campaigns, and that's their D&D team, the Chicken Salt Bays. I have DM'd for the Intigitech team for my Shifting Spire game. That's on my YouTube, actually. They're really cool people, and they're really fun. They're all in the Australian RPG Discord as well. Shit. Those are the main ones that I've been watching at the moment that are good buddies of mine. And I will also make sure to mention Punkle Nix and D&D Jordan Lee, who are some of my American buddies. Everyone I just mentioned was Australian.
Okay.
And so they're on it this time because it's normal time for them.
Yep.
Definitely go check out Punkle Nix and D&D Jordan Lee, who are tabletop RPG buddies of mine, but they also do video game streams like Sea of Thieves and Dead by Daylight and stuff like that. They'll probably be online in about 3 hours. Is usually when they come online for their morning streams, just as I'm going to bed.
Yeah, right.
And I've been watching a lot of Gnome Brew lately, which is Nomadic is the Twitch channel, and it's my buddy Gnome's morning coffee show with Aras, who's another. They're both TTRPG content creators.
Cool.
They're probably
What
the
a
main
list.
ones that I've been watching lately. Yeah.
What a list. You're a busy boy. You're a busy boy on Twitch. You're a busy
They're
boy.
usually online when I'm cooking dinner, you know.
Yeah. How do
But that's a good
you
time.
usually watch Twitch? That's another question. How do you watch
on my
Twitch?
laptop? And I just open them up in a bunch of different tabs, and then I put on the Google captions and turn the volume way down, because apparently muting the volume pushes it down in the algorithm and doesn't count your view properly.
Yeah.
So I turn the volume right down on Twitch and right down on the laptop itself, and then I just read the captions when I've got time to watch.
Do you wait? With captions, do you use the Twitch captions, or what do you say? Google?
No,
what's the Google captions?
Google Chrome in the accessibility functions has a captions program that will caption any video that is playing on your screen.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't matter where it's from, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, it will generate captions.
I'll have to check that out.
Actually, Dragonsphere just points out, I do always miss the Badgers at the moment, who are my good buddies, the Band of Badgers.
Yeah.
I've played on a couple of their shows. I'll actually be on their show on Sunday for the rap party for their current D&D campaign.
Yeah, great.
Hanging out, because they're usually starting at 6 a.m. and they finish by 9 a.m., which is when I sit down at the computer to start work.
Ah, right.
So I always just miss them.
Yeah, right.
But they're really great. They've got a bunch of different shows on, and they're always bringing on guests from the community. Every episode, they bring on a guest player.
Yeah.
And I will be doing a live Q&A with them on the 18th as well, which is going to be really fun.
Nice. Well, I've watched a couple of people, only not as many as you, but I've watched a friend of the show, mini painter, streamer, and also he played some games lately. Does play some games. His name's Brannigan's Brushes. He's been on the show, as some people may know, but he's a good friend of the channel, friend of the show. Great to watch, great to talk to. Brannigan's Brushes, much respect, mate. And watching more Kit Boga, which is, I don't know if you've heard of Kit Boga, Sean.
I have not.
He's a streamer. He's a streamer who's been streaming for a couple of years now, and he changes his voice with his setup, and he calls scammers, like real scammers, and he like wastes their time and plays tricks on them, and makes them sing songs and makes them do funny things on stream, and it's really really funny. And he doesn't do it, like, he does it for entertainment, but also he does it for to spread awareness on how streamers, like, what they do and what their scams are. And like, so if you're a fan of his show and you watch his streams, you know what a scammer can do when they call you and say, you know, you owe the government money, or we're going to send you to jail if you have to pay us, or, you know, whatever. Like in Australia, I think the current scam in Australia is you owe money to the tax office. You have an outstanding tax bill, and you have to send money. You have to send money to us or something.
Yeah,
and
that one comes around every tax year, and then the other one is a robo message saying, "This is the Australian Federal Police. You have an outstanding warrant for your arrest.
Yeah.
Press 1 to speak to a police officer."
The ones this guy Kit Boga, he's from America, and he does like the American ones, and they do they do refund scams mostly. So like he plays an old woman or an old man, and he calls them up and says, "I got an email from you from PayPal and says I have a refund." And they go, "Yes, we're from PayPal. We'd like to send you a refund." And they get on your computer, like the scammer gets on, he has a fake computer, like a virtual machine set up, and then he lets the scammer come on the virtual machine, looks real, and then they get on the computer, and then they go to these, and then they get, the scammer gets you to log into your online bank, and then they change the HTML on the scam on the bank to they go, "Oh, we sent you $10,000 by accident. Oh no, you have to send money back to us." Like that's one of the scams. Yeah. And it's really interesting. He does all these interesting things in interesting ways, and he has different voices, and he's a professional. This guy's got there's a bunch of people who do this on Twitch. A couple of people do this on Twitch, but Kit Boga is clearly the best one at it, and he does it the best, and it's so entertaining to watch and listen. He's one of my favorite streamers. Also, I watch a lot of music streams as of lately. Usually like piano keyboard streams, when I just put it on in the bedroom or in the lounge room and just listen to like someone playing keyboard or piano or something. And it's really nice to listen to, and they take requests and stuff. It's really good.
Yeah. Lyrical does requests too, actually, which is really cool.
Oh, nice. And the absolutely number one favorite streamer of mine in the whole world that I watch every weekend without missing a beat is Bob Ross on Twitch. I
didn't know he was
love
on
it.
Twitch.
He's on Twitch every weekend, Friday to Monday. 24/7, not 24/7, but like non-stop from Friday to Monday. Just they replay his episodes. And he's done 25 seasons, 27 seasons in his like, he's passed away, obviously, Bob Ross. He died in 1995. And the Bob Ross Company, and they've been streaming his episodes on Twitch for the last 5-10 years or something, 5-7 years. I don't know, it's still going. They about 2,000, he averages about 2,000 people every weekend who watch him. So
yeah, nice.
It's great to like put on in the background if I'm just like reading Twitter in bed, or if I'm cooking some food or playing a video game, I can just put Bob Ross on and just like let his voice just like serenade me. I just love it. I love it, Bob Ross, man. Trust me, it's really good. And the art, and because I'm an artist as well, I paint miniatures.
Yeah.
His art advice about like you need dark to show the light, and like things like that. Like that's a general artist advice. Things like that. Like, and I know he uses different brushes to me. There you go. He's got minis. Little. That's awesome. Yeah, his art. Bob Ross's art advice is very relevant to me because I'm also an artist. Yeah.
Yeah. I really dig mini painting when I've got the time to do it, which isn't often, but I have a great time when I do. These are a couple I
right.
did for my birthday back in January, and I have
Great.
barely had time to pick up a paintbrush since.
Yeah, right. That's great. It looks great. That's awesome.
Stay.
All right, we'll go to our second last segment. Just a quick one. It's just the mailbag. We always say now that we now accept your emails. So if you want to write into the show with a question or a concern or an opinion or even a recommendation from what we talk about, feel free to send us an email at the goldtimespod@gmail.com. The goldtimespod, all one word, at thegoldtimespod@gmail.com, and we'll read them on the show. And whoever's on at the time, me and my co-host, whoever's on, will do our best to answer the question if you have one. This is the last segment now of the show before we wrap up. Is the Q&A segment. Anyone in chat, if you have a question for me or for Sean or for both of us, question time. Question time. Anyone has a question in chat, you can now. We're about to wrap up the show. We'll give you a couple of minutes. I'll give a question to Sean off the top of my head. I said this question last week, so I don't want to say it again. I'll say if you had to pick one out of Rogue One or Solo to win, only one can exist, one or the other. They can't both exist. You had to pick one or the other, and so you pick one and the other one gets deleted. Rogue One, Star Wars, Rogue One or Solo?
Rogue One. Solo was it was fine enough, but you know, we've seen that sort of story 1,000 times. Rogue One was a little bit more different. They were both pretty average, but Rogue One was definitely more enjoyable and engaging for me than Solo.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you. Rogue One was, it had Darth Vader. It had, this like the story of the Death Star. It sort of like explained more of the Death Star with how they power the weapon with the Kyber crystals and where they got the Kyber crystals from. Like I like the story. I like it was like a prequel. It was basically a prequel of the original A New Hope, because it had Princess Leia in it. I know it was a remake of her, because you couldn't show her that young anymore. But like Rogue One was basically the prequel, the only prequel to the originals, and everyone loves the originals. If you ask any Star Wars fan, I think if out of all the trilogies there are, out of all the Star Wars movies there are, everyone's always going to say the originals. Absolutely, Dragon. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace. Absolutely.
Agreed.
All right. If there's no other questions from the chat, we will wrap up the show. I think the only other question I could think of off the top of my head, I was gonna ask you a Marvel question, like what's your favorite Captain America movie out of all the Captain America movies?
Captain America.
The first one?
The first one. The others had interesting moments and stuff, but the first Avenger gave us the strongest character-defining moments, and that were interesting to the story. And of course, lots of Peggy.
Yeah, lots of Peggy. Yeah, Peggy's great.
Yeah, I was so bummed that they cancelled Agent Carter. I wanted
Yeah,
so much more of Agent Carter. It was so good.
yeah. Wait, they cancelled Agent Carter?
Yeah, it got like one season and then never renewed.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, it was. I think it's only like 8 episodes, but it's so good. She's like hanging out with Jarvis and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, right. Oh, one question. This is one question I got for you.
Mhm.
Any advice? Any advice on for me tonight or tomorrow when I do it? What's the best advice you can give me for making a new character in D&D? By the way, I have to make it level 12.
Okay, use D&D Beyond.
Use D&D and Beyond. The
That's
website.
that is my best advice to you because it will guide you step by step through the process, and with drop down menus and prompts and all that sort of stuff. And then when you use that character sheet on the day, it will automatically roll the dice for you and do all the math for you. If you click
Yeah.
on your weapon and click on the damage dice, it will roll that and automatically add your proficiency and all that sort of stuff. So the number that it rolls is your final number.
Okay.
Yeah, because it automatically does it. It has your spells there, it has your weapons there. You
Oh
just click
man.
on it, and yeah, you just click on it and it'll automatically give you the correct number,
Oh dude.
including.
Yeah, I just looked it up. This website is perfect for me to make a character. This will give me all. Yeah, this will give me all the info and give me all the tips and give me everything. Yeah, that's awesome. Look at this. What Druid
Yeah, and it'll
101.
do it step by step for you through the character creation process. And my one advice in terms of making the character itself is, if you haven't played in a long time, which you said you haven't,
Yeah.
I advise not playing a spellcaster for this game, because the spells are all going to be completely different to how they work from what you're used to.
Yeah.
And that's going to mean you're going to have to try to memorize what they all do and all that sort of shit. So for that one shot, I would recommend playing a martial class instead, so that you don't have to learn all the special abilities you get from playing at high level,
Okay.
plus spells and shit.
Should I subscribe to this website? It says
You don't need
$2.99
to.
a month or $5.99 a month.
You can if you want to.
The only difference is share unlocked content with other players.
Exactly. With a free account, I think you can have 6 character sheets on the go at one time.
Yeah.
And you just don't get to share any content that you've bought, because you can buy all the digital books and stuff. And when you own those, that unlocks more options for your digital character. So when you use the free version, you just get the player's handbook content, like the SRD content.
Yeah.
And the more books you add to it, you get more stuff. But you don't need a subscription. You can use it completely for free for now. And then if you decide you like it and you want all that other content, and then you want to share that content with your friends, that's when you bother with a subscription.
Yeah.
But for this weekend, just grab a free account and just make whatever you can make with the content that's available. I definitely recommend playing something that's not a spellcaster, because at level 12, you're going to have a bunch of cool bonus abilities as it is, and you're going to have to learn what those do. So having all of those plus spellcasting on top of that is going to be a lot to remember for a one-shot.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But I would go a rogue, a fighter, or a barbarian.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a rogue. I'm a rogue main. I'm a rogue. I've always been a rogue main. So I'll make a rogue. Cool. I just don't know what race. I don't know what race I want to make it. Like I might be a halfling, maybe.
Yeah, halfling rogues are really good. You get the lucky feat and everything, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, there you go. I want to be quick and agile, and I want to be a little thief. I want to be like Indiana. I want to be like Indiana Jones. I want to get in there, steal the treasure, and get the fuck out before the traps get me.
Yeah, halfling rogue then.
Yeah, man, that's me. That's gonna be me. I'll look it up. Thank you. That's probably the best website you just recommended to me. I didn't even know that existed. So I've just looked it up. D&D Beyond. It's great.
This is my rogue.
Oh, geez.
I made this for the live stream that I finally got to play my rogue on. I've only ever played him in a home game before that. And so
Yeah.
I did a charity live stream for Jasper's Game Week this week. And so I thought,
Yeah.
if I'm going to do it for a charity live stream, I may as well go all out. And I decided to make his his facial markings and piercings and the circlet and stuff up in the old AR filter so that I could play him properly.
Yeah, right. Oh, we got a question for the chat. Dragon Sphere says, "What's your next stretch goal?" Who are you asking? Me.
That would be me for the Kickstarter, because yes, it is dice. It is
Nice.
the custom Brain Beast Studios dice, which will have Brian as the logo on the 20, and they will be colored to match, like, this mix of pinks and purple tones will be the main dice color, and this sort of greenish yellow of his legs will be the number color.
What? Wait. What's your Kickstarter? What are you selling?
These.
Oh, character sheets.
Yeah, I did an Indiegogo back in 2019 for this version, which is version number 1.
Yeah.
And then I've done an updated and upgraded version, which is the 2.0, and that's what's on Kickstarter right now. And so the first stretch goal we unlocked is the same thing, but for Pathfinder.
What do I search?
Here, I'll drop the link in the chat for you.
Drop it in the chat. Drop the link in the chat. Absolutely.
We just unlocked the first stretch goal on Saturday, which is a Pathfinder version of the same product, because Pathfinder is very complicated. And then the second stretch goal is these custom D20s. So everyone that backs for a physical screen will get a D20. The third stretch goal is for an alternate artwork, which is going to be like a fortress themed artwork. And then I've got 2 more stretch goals that I'm developing behind the scenes. If we hit the second stretch goal, then I'm going to announce those. I might announce the 4th one sooner, but the final one is going to be only if we hit the second stretch goal and are cruising towards the 3rd one will I announce stretch goal number 5. But the 4th stretch goal, which hasn't been announced yet, I'm just waiting to see how we go getting towards stretch goal number 2, is going to be 3D printable miniatures of my ass deer monsters, which are part of the digital rewards.
Yeah, that's great. I thought these player screens, what I saw on other D&D streams, that the DM has one of these.
Yeah, the DM has a really big one, which has all the information that a DM needs.
Yeah, but this is players one.
Yeah, this is specifically geared to help players, especially players with neurodiversities that have memory issues and concentration issues and all that sort of stuff. So we don't have to try to remember the basic stuff and pull out the book at the table.
Ooh, I have concentration issues. This is for me.
Yeah, and so you just slap it on the table in front of you and you can just go, all right, I need to know what this is. There it is. I need to know what this is. There it is. And it's all information that's relevant to any player at any time, no matter what class or race you're playing.
Yeah, that's great.
Eventually, I'm looking at doing some class and race clip-on panels.
Yeah.
So if you're playing an elven cleric, you can clip elf on one side and cleric on the other, but it will be like all the information up to a certain level. Because obviously, once you get past a certain level, there's just way too much to remember. So it'll be like the first 3 levels or something of that race and class.
Yeah.
And you're on your own once you get past that. But honestly, those first 3 levels is all really important stuff that you're always going to use.
Great, dude. That's great. All right, I think we should. I think we should wrap up the show. We're going a bit long today, but that's all right. We've had a very jam-packed show. I want to thank everyone for watching and listening, and a big thanks to my guest co-host, ShaunSunday, everybody. If anyone wants more of you, Shaun, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitch at BrainBeast Studios, on Twitter as BrainBeast Shaun, Facebook, look for BrainBeast Studios, but it's been glitchy with the name of my Facebook page lately. So if you don't find BrainBeast Studios, which you should because my @ on Facebook is that, look for ShaunSunday Artist. Either of those will bring that up.
Okay.
And on Instagram, it's also brainbeast_studios. And of
Awesome.
course, you can find the links to my Discord and all of that sort of stuff on those channels. And I think I have to go because I think the fire alarm is going off.
Yeah, I can hear that. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I better go find out what that is.
All right. All right, go find. Thank you so much for the show, and dude, we'll speak again soon. Thank you. Go check out that fire alarm. All right. No, not that one. That one. Oh no, hold on. Close that. And then turn that on. There we go. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support the show with a few if you wanna follow the show, we're on Twitter at the Gold Times Pod. And you can follow me on social media as well, at Alan Katona. And if you'd like to support the show with a few bucks, you can become a member of our Patreon army over at patreon.com/Alan Katona. Big thanks to our soldiers over there with Hale Vectron, Aaron B, and Steve B. Thank you guys. And you can grab this show and all previous shows on video on the Alan Katona YouTube channel. Or the audio version is available as well. All previous episodes as well on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts can be found. Just search The Gold Times, or the links are on our Twitter. Hopefully see you again, and enjoy your screen times. Thank you. Bye-bye.